Hey, what's up guys? Jeremy coming at you live here. Just got back from a concert actually. Saw the Sam Roberts band. It was awesome. It's a Canadian band. If you don't know who they are, just feel free to check them out on YouTube. Just thought I'd take a quick moment here to do a video response to Robertastrickland. Alright, and he was doing a 53 subscriber contest, and he also showed his recent game haul and room tour. Actually, he was one of my subscribers, pardon me, and he asked me if I could show him some stuff. And then in his contest here, he kind of wanted to see who had unique things in their collection. Alright, so I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a taste of stuff I have. You'll probably get to learn a little bit more about me too in the process, and then from there you're only actually going to see probably a piece of it, because I have stuff all over the place. Alright, and we'll go from there. Alright, so again, Robertastrickland, and that's how it's spelt right there if you want to check out his subscriber contest. Alright, okay, so I'm just going to give you a quick tour, and again, right now, if it looks like I'm beat up to hell and stuff, I just pretty much got back from eating Chinese at like whatever 1:30 and 2 o'clock in the morning. So just to give you a quick rundown, with some of my games, I still keep them in here. It depends on what systems, what games and stuff, but just some of the rare ones I want to put away, I just put them in here so I can get quick access to them. But then in case anyone comes over, or if kids come over, they won't necessarily go in there. In the second cabinet, now I just have stereo system just for audio, and the turntable there. Again, I apologize if there's clothes, I'm doing laundry at the same time. In this cabinet, there's, obviously you can see there's booze. But with some of the records, obviously I keep, of the ones I've gotten to date, the vinyl, I keep the better ones here, and they're pretty organized so that I can pull them out whenever I want, and then just go from there. So see, like for example, there's Beatles and stuff. So I'll show you the other ones in a sec. Alright. Again, most of my games are here. The top three systems, they work, but I keep them on display. Like as you see, there's a top loader, the Mini, and the Jungle Green 64. These ones I usually just keep on display here as I use the original systems to play. Alright. I'm into a lot of stuff. From music to sports to games. Most of my better GameCube games are up here and stuff. Yes, that is Roger's Hammerstein. My Blu-rays are there behind Sopranos, as you can see. Alright, and then into the Nintendo, and then Super Nintendo. And going from there. What I'm playing right now on 64 is Conker's Bad Fur Day. And then some of the more generic games I play, or if people come over down here, I've kept out GoldenEye and Mario Kart just in case people want to play. And then some of the more traditional Nintendo games are there. Apologize for the mess. As you guys saw, I recently had a haul. Right now on Wii, I'm playing Metal Slug Anthology. I'm on Metal Slug number 3. I've just cleared number 2. Beat the spaceship at the end. Alright. Now here's going into some other stuff. You guys are like, oh my god, look at those records. All those records right there need to be organized, and they have to be filed, and I need a filing system. Right now they're just forming a huge pile, but when I've picked them up in different videos, I've pulled out the good ones that I would listen to right away, and I've put it in the cabinet. Giving some background, just in my spare time, I'm very involved in the local community in sports, working on hockey tournaments, on different events. For the people closest to me, you'll probably recognize that logo right there, and just a bunch of other stuff. But my background is actually in sports. I'll show you that helmet there and why it's there and stuff, and I keep some things here and some things in storage. Alright, so I'm just gonna pull this out here. Oops, sorry. And you might find this kind of unique and interesting. I collect them, but they're from experiences, alright? So for the past 10, 12 years since I did my undergrad, I've been working in sports across the world in different countries. And I've kept a lot of the things that I've earned by working with teams or different organizations as part of my collection, right? So there you saw Pan Am Juniors. That's for the athletics or track and field. Super Bowl, and there's something from the Cubs. That was from the Cubs thing. Was from a Ferris Bueller trip I did a couple years ago. Which, if you guys saw, check it out on my channel. All right, here is a ton of fun. And I kind of wanted to focus more on the sports stuff just because you might find it interesting. You've seen my games, you've seen my Laserdisc, you've seen the vinyl, so wanted to kind of give you a background about a bunch of other stuff. Alright, as I mentioned, worked in a lot of different sports in different countries, so there's a bunch of accreditation. I competed in the 2007 University Games. That was our coach. There's my accreditation for what do you call it? The 2012 World Under 17 Hockey Challenge. That's a Hockey Canada event. That's that. That's something from New Zealand with the All Blacks. This was the from the Pan Ams for the track and field. This is the head coach for Brazil. That was his uniform. That was just something from University Games. This was something I worked in the athletic department at the University of Western Ontario for a bit. That was part of my uniform for Canterbury in New Zealand. That was part of my uniform for Super Bowl when we had to like dress down. That was for a different event. I don't know why I keep these sometimes, but it's okay. That was for NHL Fantasy. I worked in the NHL for a little bit. This was from another event I did. It was Transplant Games. And this one here you might find interesting. This is my, I kept it in the bag, but as you can see, if you guys can see that, I'll try and, I want to take it out, but I don't. Basically, if you can see that logo, it's the X there. That's from Super Bowl. And that was my jacket. So I was on the host committee. Whoops. I was on the host committee for Super Bowl 40 in Detroit. And I keep that. I've only worn it once. And I found ways to not wearing it during the event because I wanted to keep it tucked away. Alright. So, through that, got a, this is actually a Super Bowl 39 team signed New England Patriots helmet. Yikes. It's not the actual helmet, it's a replica Renaud helmet. And I did a backwards trade with a Pittsburgh Steelers fan from the Super Bowl 39 host committee. And he got me what I wanted because I'm, some of you are going to like kill me after I say this, depending on where you're from, Michigan man, and obviously follow Tom Brady because he's a Michigan man. All right, getting to this here. Sorry, usually this, to be honest, with the different community projects I'm involved with in my spare time, this is actually fairly organized. I can fix all that after. I was just going to show you some other cool stuff. All right, and this is all filled. All these boxes are filled with stuff. So I'm just gonna pick this up for a second and show you some different items. Okay, where do I start? Although these are for cards and stuff, I got a lot of these signed by different people at different times, and I kept these the acrylic stuff for down the road. All right, I might have, I don't know if I've ever showed you guys any of this stuff, but might as well show you parts now. All right, so in my fourth year, I worked for the NHL at Toronto in collaboration with NHL New York head office, and from there it was for the 50th NHL All-Star Game and All-Star Weekend. So that event, as you can see here, was partially sponsored by Roots. Was getting autographs just by a bunch of people. I didn't ask for these. People got them for me and then gave it to me after the event. So you might, for the hockey people out there, sorry, that's what I was going to say. You might recognize some of these people. Marcel, Brett Hull, Yari Curry. That's not signed, or actually it was signed. That's Mike Shaky Wallace, Guy Lafleur, Steve Shutt. Yep, and it goes on. Savard, Goulet, Stastny, Gump-Worsley. These are all like original 6 and then next 6 Hockey Hall of Famers and Legends. Dino Ciccarelli, Pierre Pilote, Dale Hawerchuk, Brian Trottier. Like, as you can see, Bossy. That's right, Gretzky, Lemieux, Ray Bourque. So right now, that's like ridiculous. Like some of the guys I just showed you. Patrick Waugh. I don't think I got the sign. Oh, I did. Yvon Corneille. Jacques. Dickie Moore. Some of these people are unfortunately dead. Maurice Richard the Rocket. A lot of Beliveau. This one was funny, so I don't even know how this got in here. I went to a comic convention and met the original Boba Fett. And anyways, he was like, "What's your name?" And I'm like, "Jeremy." And he's like, "Oh, that's my name." So he was like, "To Jeremy, cool name, Jeremy." So I haven't put that up anywhere. All right. That's about it. I have some other stuff I just picked up randomly, promotion stuff from Michigan, some stuff from the ball team. That's something else I had from O State. Oh, you might find this interesting. I kept a copy of this. It was my first paycheck, and I thought this is really cool. I obviously don't have the original paycheck, but I did make a copy. As you see, NHL Enterprises Canada. That was my first paycheck. $550. Woohoo! And stuff. I just thought it was cool because it's kind of like the start of my sports career. Yeah. All right, and then this is just some extra info I kept from the All-Star weekend and stuff. Some hockey stuff, and yeah, that's it from there. And it's gonna go on for a little bit, but yeah, I do like when I grew up. I like everyone else, like had comics and cards, but it wasn't until later in sports that I was like starting to get like, you know, like the sign stuff. And I don't know what's cool in here. What's cool? There's McNabb, Chris Perry. Obviously, I have a lot of Michigan guys because Michigan, Navarre, Drew Henson. Yeah, Drew Henson, man. When we had him at Michigan.